So after my last video forming this stock blank here behind my gun, I broke my hand. It was a couple of years ago now, and it was the bone going in my pinky finger. And you wouldn't think it would do that much, but it totally destroyed my dexterity and strength in that hand. I was perfectly fine swinging a hammer as long as I didn't mind it flying off out of my hand every now and then. So I never had a chance to make a stock out of that blank. Last few months I've been looking for a gun to actually rebuild, and I was looking for something cheap that's going to have a little bit of a kick in it at least. And I couldn't find any until I found this one. I finally broke down and got myself a Savage Access gun, 7mm08. Have a little bit of kick, not much to it. And I'm going to be using this laminated piece of wood here to make a stock out of it. So the stock blank is being roughed in now. As you can see, the 3 layers are very, very obvious on the bottom here. At this end, it's canted up a little bit to give it a bit more strength through the stock. The exterior material over here at the pistol grip, where you hold on, is going to be taken away, and that's going to just leave the center portion. In here, it's relatively thin, and that should be almost the entire thickness of the one board. So it's going to keep a lot of stock instead of using a more expensive, properly shaped piece of wood. These pieces of wood were just dirt cheap, quite honestly. That's going to let me make, hopefully, a stock that's going to still be durable. So, just taking a look straight down, you can see right in here where I'm talking, the wrist is actually going to be just slightly wider than the center board is. But up in the magazine area, you can see that the line is right in here. I don't know if that's going to show up or not, but the line is right in there, and that means most of the magazine area and where the barrel is going to actually have the material removed, so the remaining material on the sides will be the straight grain running forwards and backwards. I might need to adjust the width of the center board based on the individual gun that I'm making, but looking at what I have now, I think for this gun it's going to work out relatively good. You're not going to have as much support on the sides down here, but it's going to be a floated barrel. So that means all your strength is going to be back here, and that's the portion that's going to run straight through. We're not going to have to worry about having the grain curve through the handle or anywhere else. In the stock, we're going to have probably enough mass in there to not make, quite honestly, a whole lot of difference, I don't think, as far as breakage goes, because typically in the back of the handle you're going to have a lot of material there still. So I'll keep you updated. So I started the inletting for the action, where it's going to go right through the block, and it's a little bit slow because the angle of the board is canted up. It's made a little bit harder because I busted my hand last year, and I don't have quite the control that I used to have. But it is about probably 3/5 of the way through the board that I need to go. So maybe even more. But yeah, just using a chisel right now for chiseling a rubber mallet for this portion to remove the bulk of the wood. Then once I've done that, then I'm going to start probably working with a ball mill to take care of the rest of the area where it's going to be rounded for the rest of the receiver and the barrel as well. More videos later. So the inletting is just about done for the magazine area. I left a little bit of material around the outside edge, about a 1/16 of an inch, so I can come back later and clean it up some without having to worry about damaging it in the meantime if I miss with a ball mill or something. when I hammered through, it did actually do a little bit of tear out on the bottom edge, but there's actually about 3/4 of an inch of material left down here on the bottom, so it's not going to certainly make a difference. If I had to reposition the stock, then I certainly wouldn't have caused that, but considering I just actually am securing it down with some screws right to my reloading table, it doesn't make it very practical to take it off and to change it around. But that said, I mean, for the time being, it's certainly more than effective than I need. It held solid all day long. Hammering on it, didn't move a bit. Very durable. Been thinking about what color to go with this. My wife shoots with me sometimes, actually pretty much all the time, and I told her I was going to make a gun for her, and I was actually thinking about doing a pink camo gun. Pink or pink camo, but I asked her and she's just like, no, make it walnut. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I surprise her?